Good morning, good morning. Today we're going to be taking a look at XRP, Bitcoin, and the Sigma coin. So, all right, starting off with XRP's check-in here. We'll get a new candle starting tomorrow, the 13th of January. So this will close out this 3-day one. So far, still moving towards the 50-yard line, still above the 50-yard line here. And the separation continues for this indicator that we are using for our larger swing trades. So basically just kind of like a big bull flag kind of thing. But we're definitely in a crossroads, and we need to kind of look into that to see how price action is going to play. So zooming in on the shorter time frames for XRP, we still have our do not go line here of $1.96, 95-ish is where we shouldn't be crossing in order to maintain an impulsive structure. Now, this length of time that this is taking is starting to get possibly an issue, so here's your wave 2, and then here's your correction move. So what we were looking for is just an ABC WXYZ correction, and then we begin our impulse, but it looks as if though that has shifted. So before, where we were looking for a ABC correction, now I'm starting to see a potential 5-wave move to the downside. So you've got a wave 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. This will be your 3, and then this is your 4, where you have this little ABC right here, and then this is kind of like your capitulating 5th that came down here for the larger 5 waves coming into play. So this is kind of now beginning an impulsive structure to the downside. So either A, we've completed wave 1, 2, 3, and then this is wave, this is just the beginnings of a wave of an ABC within a wave 4, and we maintain this above 196 level, or this is becoming impulsive, and if that's the case, then this larger macro trend ended up being just a corrective move to the upside, and this is now beginning to break down from here, and we would see lower. So we know where our level is. We cannot pass that. Doesn't mean you have to immediately bail. You can. But you can also wait for a bounce. So generally, if we're going to be doing a 5-wave impulsive move to the downside, we would be looking something along these lines here, where we continue down and so on and so forth, right? Something like that versus our corrective move, which we were waiting for. So, excuse me. So we'll continue to monitor this, see how this is playing. Part of me thinks, though, that this is possibly a larger macro triangle that's playing out. And so let's jump over to Bitcoin. So Bitcoin so far has been chopping. So we've got forever sideways with Bitcoin, and we have some inefficiencies right here at this level. So we were looking for a wave 1 not to cross. We did. Since then, we've done a corrective zigzagging kind of behavior. So my expectation is that this will probably, for Bitcoin, result in a larger ABC back down again to this level, working in the continuation of this larger triangle. So this may be the actual completion of the 5th. Wave 1 gets done, ABC down, ABC up, ABC down, and we just zigzag all the way through this price action, just chopping everyone to death, making them, capitulate with time, frustration, and all of the above. So if that does play out, though, then we could potentially start seeing a move that would look something along these lines, where we would complete another ABC back up again, just to get everybody all wrong-footed, and then maybe another move back down before this full correction is finished, and then we can get out of here. So so this is kind of looking like lowers in the cards for Bitcoin, realistically, because of the way that the price action's working on XRP. Lowers probably in the cards down here. We were hoping we were going to do it with a corrective structure, but instead we're going to probably do it with a ABC up, and then it might impulse further and sweep these lows down here in the 160s. And then finally, we've got the liquidity heat map, though. So liquidity does show we do have price action to the upside. So we do. So I'm just basically giving you an idea that this may, in fact, capitulate, but we may swing up first before we roll over, like we talked about. So liquidity shows that that may be the case. We can already see 212 is on the upside. And so that's definitely an interesting thing to watch, and it may even get larger as we zoom out here to the 3-day. And we could probably, so there's definitely a lot of liquidity stacked up here into this region that could take us back up into the 220s potentially. So But all is not lost. We have the Sigma coin breaking out, back testing, and now beginning hopefully the next continuation. Might have to chop here a little bit for to the sideways, but we do have what appears to be a trend change. Hopefully we can sustain it, continue it, and move further. What we really want to see is this level here of 750 be cleared. So that's what we're looking for. If we can get above that, that would be the continuation of the continuation or the beginnings of a trend change. And really, if we can claim 863 and get above that, man, that's definitely looking great. Then I'll be okay with any types of higher low corrections, but I really want to see us take back some of these highs that are over here. So Sigma's working towards that goal right now, which is great. Liquidity shows that we are potentially moving to the upside first, and then we also have so far nothing broken yet, but just getting freaking close with a structure that is definitely weird. I would even you can even argue bullishly that this is an A, B, and this is some kind of weird C leg, and it's very compressed with bids being used to build a buy-up spot, and this might turn to the upside here. But Bitcoin itself has been showing us that it has already potentially lost its level here, which could result in that breakdown, and with it XRP would go as well. And finally, the overall trend though is that we are still bullish, so the indicator is indicated, so we are good there. So at this point we're just waiting for some kind of setup to play, and we'll see how the market looks with the market open. So alright guys, thanks so much for watching, and we will check in tomorrow.